Good afternoon, everyone. We've seen a ton of rainfall across our area, and I'm giving you this update here just before 6 o'clock newscast. So if you're watching this really late on our Saturday evening, the information may be a little bit out of date. So this is only going to be for our evening hours and looking ahead to the upcoming night that we have for the Saturday night. Let's take a look at what we have going on. A flash flood watch is in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning because of these slow-moving areas of rain. And now included, we also have the Eastern Shore. You're now also included in that flash flood watch. So you could see some of that heavy rainfall move into your area later on tonight. You've seen some light rain across the Eastern Shore, but it hasn't been too bad. Here's a look at Super Doppler 10. This is a 2-hour loop. We have several flash flood warnings in effect for the peninsula, also for areas including Isle-of-Wight County. Close to Wakefield, too. We've seen a ton of rainfall from these storms throughout the day. We've even seen a lot of rain across some of the Hampton Road cities in Virginia Beach as well, where we've seen more than 4 inches of rainfall throughout the day. But this is where we are right now with Super Doppler 10. And again, this update, I'm doing this recording here. You can see the time at the top of the screen at 4:52. As we go later on into the night, these areas of rain are going to shift and going to move. So tune into the broadcast at 6 o'clock and stay tuned to my Facebook page as well for more updates as the rain moves through the area. But let me show you what's going on here for our late afternoon, and we have a lot of rain that's coming down. Moving to the peninsula and areas close to Wakefield, you've seen some really heavy rainfall. I've heard reports of flooded roadways around Surry County, areas around Surry, Route 10, I believe, that goes kind of in that eastern-western direction. That road, I heard, was flooded out or blocked by the flooded waters and some floating debris. So that roadway is now impassable around Surry. You've seen a lot of rainfall. As we move to the peninsula, look at all of this rain. It's raining around Williamsburg. It's raining hard around the peninsula. We have a new flash flood warning that was issued not too long ago for the peninsula, and that warning goes until 7:30 p.m. We've seen flooded roadways already happen so far. It happened earlier this morning on Route 17 as you head towards Yorktown, Gloucester Point areas. That roadway was blocked earlier because of some flooded portions of the road, maybe a few lane closures. I don't believe the whole road ever got blocked by the water, but there's been a lot of rainfall that we've seen throughout the day, and this rain is expected to continue. So that's kind of what we have going on across the peninsula. It's raining pretty heavily across the peninsula, and this is what I see what'll happen here. This rain that we have across our area is likely going to travel in this direction now as we go into the next couple of hours. So that's one thing that we'll have to watch for. It's not the trend everywhere, but it's the general trend. Let me show you what it's kind of looking like on the loop. You can see how it's moving more of a northeasterly push and northeasterly fashion. Now, there still is a little bit of an easterly component too, especially with this rainfall near Hosky. That's almost moving to the southeast. So there's a lot of different directions that it's moving, but it's generally kind of sort of going one way now. Earlier today, we had rain going opposite directions. Made it really hard to forecast, and it also made it really difficult for our weather models. So that's been a challenge so far with this rain, and it'll likely be a challenge as we go into the evening. More rain should fill in across the Southside Hampton Road cities. Not much right now, but I believe there's a lot more on the way. Look at the rainfall that we've seen, and just before we dive into our local amounts, look what happened here. This is north of Petersburg, Chesterfield areas. You see that little bullseye right there? About 10 inches of rain fell in a couple of hours in this area, just south of Richmond. Richmond is just to the north of this area. You can see it on the map now. So really heavy rainfall. I heard that they had some water rescues for people that were trapped in their cars earlier. So really scary stuff close to Richmond once again today. Back to our area, back to the Hampton Road cities. There's been some heavy rainfall. I've seen reports of more than 5 inches around Hampton, downtown Hampton areas, and also into parts of Newport News. Also seen around 5 inches of rainfall towards the Seaford neighborhood as well. That's where we have that bullseye of red right there on the top of the peninsula, on the top of the screen. So a lot of rainfall across the peninsula today, and that's why we've seen several flash flood warnings get issued. We had some heavy rain earlier in Virginia Beach. That area of yellow that we see on the screen here, that's about 4 inches of rain. Not much for the rest of the south side cities. It's been okay. Southern Virginia Beach, around 3 to 4 inches of rain. North of Currituck, we've had several inches of rain today. Also around Elizabeth City, north of Elizabeth City rather, some heavy rainfall. So there's been a ton of rain with the storm system, and there's more on the way likely tonight. Remember that flash flood watch continues until 8 a.m. So any of us have the chance to see heavy rainfall tonight. Not just the areas where we've seen it. We could easily see it in spots, including Chesapeake, including into North Carolina, where we haven't seen a lot of rain today. You could see some heavy rainfall develop tonight. Here's our future track. Going from now till the evening, 7 o'clock, still pockets of heavy rainfall across our area. 10 o'clock, it's still raining, but it may start to lighten up a little bit. The models have been trying to trend with that for the last couple of hours. We'll see if that happens. I really hope it happens, but I don't believe it'll trend lighter for everyone. Where it'll likely trend lighter is maybe the Hampton Road cities and south. For the Middle Peninsula and Eastern Shore, you're now in the zone that'll see the heaviest rainfall. So this is your window to see the heaviest rain. Not so much in the next few hours, more than likely later on tonight. You'll see some of that really heavy, slow-moving rain. We're not done with the rain. This is 9 a.m. tomorrow. Still pockets of heavy rain across our area, and we'll still have rain tomorrow into the afternoon with some thunderstorms passing by as well. It starts to move out tomorrow evening, maybe a few lingering showers, but I don't see a lot of rainfall as we look ahead to Monday, and we should see drier weather by then. What are the models thinking for rainfall totals? They're painting an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall. So this thing is not done yet. And that number for Currituck, that happens tomorrow. That doesn't happen tonight, according to our model here. So there's a lot to watch for. There's a lot going on with the storm system. I'll keep you up to date with what's going on. If there's any new warnings or watches or changes that gets issued, we'll have another update here this evening. So stay tuned for that. Once again, on Wavy TV 10, we'll have updates coming up at 6, 10, and 11. Also, we'll have updates. I'll have them on my Facebook page, and I'll link that here in the post or wherever you're seeing this video. You should be able to find that. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope you stay dry and don't get too much rainfall.